This GLT overpass, according to the positions of the letters, if you once you know where they are in a space and time context, you know also what each letter means actually from its position onwards. Combining them needs a little bit of effort or interpretation. Some of it will go automatically and will be combined automatically as soon as it is little bit if you get a little bit used to do so, like not everybody can, for instance, also combine like red and yellow. What will you do to combine red and yellow? What will happen if you combine them? You get orange. But if you're not used to that, also in these positions, making this realization visible in a way that you consciously understand what the letters refer to, where they are, how we recognize them, not just orally, but also when we visualize that takes a bit of effort. Hand is my next example, which not immediately has perhaps the best formula that I have, but it is already a very good start. Some of these very good starts are like when you combine the puzzle and you say, okay, this position means that, with the next position means that. Once you understand it as if you have a sentence written out by words that make up a sentence so that you can understand what's going on, helps already. Visualizing it also with forms is actually the next step and will make it even a bit more difficult if you're just slightly off chart, then it becomes more difficult. But H in general, that's the first letter, will be about a certain range of a behavior, and this is about the whole range of behavior which you can resume actually within that space that you can see. So that means also that all the possible workouts of a certain formula in this way, hand is also that kind of formula, will fit to that. So will fit to that placement and timing formula that needs a certain place and time to express itself. It will fit within that range. So you can see the full range with this definition. So all the possible outworks, as I say here, our expressions are visible within that range of estimation. That's basically what the H is saying. It's in the middle of the last category. The last category is about, let's try to figure out what kind of behavior or movements we have, and can we define it, that we also give it a name. Like a bird that is flying everywhere, but by seeing what kind of movements that it's making, we recognize it as a bird. The same thing with the hand. It makes a lot of movements, it has a lot of expressions, but we recognize it. So what's the kind of expressions? The H says it's within our range. From all the expressions, it's within that same position also. It is about the position. We can centralize it always around something almost physical. A is about that physicality that is available because we have an objective focus, a centralized focus, and even if the hand moves and changes, well, we always have that centralized focus. So we're going to watch over something that we can keep on centralized, but within a whole range of movements and changes that occur within that specific central placement of our focus. The N in between it is referring to movement itself, and the movement is within its volume. So it's the second place. So it's always about volume, not about the central position. It's about the volume position. So I put them there in the volume, and they are moving up also in space. They're moving up, but it can be moving up and moving down. So just like the fingers, you can have them, the inner part of it can move, and according to, with a certain freedom of movement as well, and they are engaged into a time process. Whenever it does that, it has a form of its expression. It has that freedom, as the H also shows, freedom of its full expression, with these kind of movements within it. So it means also within this form there will be a certain freedom of variations. that will be used in a timed process to express itself in it. Last letter is the letter T, which has this position. Orally it's the letter T, but has this always about the function that I give it there, so somewhere up most of the time, to say, okay, here is it, here I have it, here it is in space. But it's not just that, it's not just a position, it doesn't have a steady position. I say, okay, now I found it, I have a functionality, I have something that has a functionality. It's very important with the letter T, it has a functionality in space. No, it is a functionality in space with a timing in it. So I start with that functionality in space and I time it again. The letter D is about I time it also. I have a spatial reference with the T, but I time it. There's a time process involved, and I again will be able to move it, to move it up, move it down. I have my variations. It will move towards change. It is about change, and I'm going to express changes with it. It's a full range of expressions that you will do with your, what you will perform with your hand, and up, down, or with the fingers even, playing a little bit with it. The letters with them might not be completely convincing, but it gives us the range of the sorts of expression that what we actually express with hand. Here it is visualized as a form, and of the variations that you can have with that form, and that should be actually enough to have the full expression of what that hand is associated with visually in space and time, and in this space-time repetitions that can happen there, or variations that can happen there, because this last category which has of complexity of letters, which has the letter H in it, already says now here I have a whole range of variations and I'm free to use them according to wherever it will I will see it fit in space or time. These variations will occur there, and that's what basically is also expressed in this word from the letters onwards. Letters in words are not just random, they are chosen because they direct us towards what is important here in what we express in this word. What is the range of expressions also? What is there? How shall we behave to that? What kind of forms do we get there? They're always all expressed in the letter combinations, and that forms a puzzle in a fixed form, in a moving form, and also, if the third category is involved, into a complexity of movements and a range of complexity of movements that in which we can still recognize the thing that we are naming. Thanks again for watching. Bye.